Okay, now I will give you the assignment, simple assignment. Let's define this one. Open the day1.ipnb file. So you know how to start Python, right? Go to, I hope all of you installed the Anaconda Python. Go to the start menu and type Jupyter, that's all. Okay, and click on Jupyter Notebook and it will open this one. See, uploaded the day1.ipynb file, which I shared it in your what is that? Once you download the day1.ipynb from the WhatsApp, which I shared it to you, you just drag and drop it just beneath this line. Okay, don't drop it here. If you drop it here, it will open the script. So instead, you need to drop it just beneath this line. Okay, so that it will get uploaded here. It will it will get uploaded, and it will, before uploading that, it will ask you for your confirmation. You want to upload it. So look here, when you click upload, this file will get uploaded here. Day1, I just opened this one, day1. We will continue with the day1.ipnb with this example, okay, because it is relevant to string function. I'm going to hit the run button. It's fine. So now I want you all to reverse this string. How can you reverse this string? So radnus_hsejra. How can you do this one? So we know very well, if I want to select or fetch any specific string, I will need to use indexing. So if I say name of 0, this 0th index retrieve the first value. What is the first value? R. In Python, the index value start from 0. Right to left, right from right, the index value starts from 0. From the left to right, from the left to right, the index value starts from 0. From the right to left, the index value starts from -1, -2, -3. Now if I hit enter the first letter, name of the index value is 0 here. Okay, and if I give -1 here, the last value will get printed. Okay, because the index value -1 represents the last value of your string, the last character of your string. Okay, now how will you reverse this string? I wanted to print radnus space. How can you do that? Let me see how many of you name : Karthik. Okay, how about others? Karthik answered correctly. How can you do that? : -1. Karthik, now you tell me why it is printing in reverse order. Can you explain it? So this is Googling. If you do, you will get it, right? So how does this works? I will unmute you. Why don't you? Yeah, already I unmuted you all. You can tell me how we got this, how it works.
The reverse, if you mention -1 negative index, it will print reverse from the last. It will print start to print. Sir.
Okay, if I see here the colon, right, before this nothing I mentioned. After the colon I did not mention anything. So start to end, take all the values, and then -1, right, print the values in the reverse order. Right? So go from start to end. What you do is you go from the reverse. radnus. So radnus, this is how it is printing it, right? Yeah, correct. Indexing from right to left. Yeah, so indexing is happening from right to left. So now the question is, get a substring 4 characters long. Get a substring 4 characters long, starting from the 3rd character of the string. How can you do this? So this is a comment. We discussed about how to define a comment. Look here, this is the question, and now you tell me how we can do this one. 4 characters long. I need 4 characters starting from the 3rd character of the string. So send me the answer in the chat window. Try it out in your Jupyter notebook and send me the output. Make it fast. So here, simple, right? So name of, I need 4 characters long, starting from the 3rd character, right? So what I do is 2 : So Rajashekar, right? So this is the one. Get a 4 characters long. I give 6. Third character of the string. What is the third character here? J, right? And then I need 4 characters long. Yes, I'm able to get 2:6, right? So indexing from, it's not why you are saying indexing. Okay, that is the previous answer. Okay. So name 2:6. And the next question is how to get the last 4 characters of the string. Print last 4 characters of the string. Last 4 characters. I need answer from all of you so that I can make sure that all of you are participating. All your participation is very much important. Joining this session is not important. Participation is also very much important. Print last 4 characters of the string. How can you do that? Jivanandam. So you are a Java guy. Wouldn't you type the answer? Others, Jivanandam, others. I need all your participation. Gilbert, Karthik. Print last characters of the 4 characters of the string, right? So very good, right? So 10 to 14. Okay, you can do it. That's a 10 to 14 is painful thing, right? So 10 to 14. So I control A, shift and enter. This is another way of executing the script, right? This is one alternative. Other alternatives very good, right? So name of minus 4. Can we give minus 5? We can give, right? So guess the last 4 characters of the string. So minus 5 will give me this one. Minus 5 colon. So I was asking about the last 4 characters or 5 characters. If I want the 4 characters, last 4 characters, it is possible. The next one is print this string which contains all characters except the last 4 characters and the first character. Except the last 4 characters and the first character. You need to exclude first and last 4 characters from this string. You need to print all the characters, but excluding the first and 4 characters, you need to print it. How do you do that? First character, how can you exclude it? If I put 1, the 0th index will get excluded, right? Start from the first 1 colon Aruna 1:13. 1:13. Yeah, 1:13. That is good. So Aruna's answer is 1:13. Yeah, excluded. But it is printing and you need to exclude the last 4 character also, right? NDAR you need to exclude it. Aruna, so that is not correct. And Mukilan, name 1 to 10. Name, yeah, so name, yeah, I think Aruna, you made some, you understood the idea, but you did not know how to, you mistakenly used to type the value, I think. So this is another way of doing it. Exclude. So the last 4 characters, it excluded, right? NDAR, it excluded. And then, yeah, here not 10, it must be 9, right? So both of them are same. We excluded the first character, which is my 0th index value. The last characters, so by giving this one, we are able to do it. The another way of doing is this one. Alternative way of doing this. Okay, and the next one is good. So this is the one. Now you tell me how you can. How many of you tried this one? You just want to print RAD only. RAD. How can I print RAD? Let me see how much you can give it a try. RAD. How do I print only RAD? Last three characters, but it is in the reverse order. -4 will give you, what do you mean -4 will give you the, no, -4 will not give that one, right? That day itself we tried. -1 will give you the fourth, the last but fourth. I wanted to print RAD. Somebody is not, please mute yourself, a lot of noise here. Okay, I muted you all. So Karthik, -3 will display what? Mute, okay, fine. Sumiti, right? I muted her. Name colon -3. See, this one will display the all the characters except the last three. Karthik, I need RAD. RAD, how can you print it? Let me see how many of you tried it. The last session I told you, right? So how can you do that? So I just give you a clue here, reversing string, right? Look here, RADNUS. If you try this, it reverses the value starting from end, right? RAD. But I need only RAD in this. Guys, try it out and send me the script, okay? Don't say -4, -3. -4 will give RAD, right? So I need in a right to left, RADN, something, radn. So I want to go in the, I want to print specific characters from the reverse, okay? That to range of characters, more than one character. -1 if I give, I know, last one will, -2 will give, -3, -4 will give me n. So I need only RAD. Let me see how many of you typing it. I will leave it to you all. Okay, next what we will do is, in the interest of time, we'll continue with the string interpolation. So what is string interpolation? String interpolation is something like your, I just save this one. Okay, I just go to the home page and I'm going to open another notebook so that you can refer it easily. So day 1, day 2 script. Okay, so day 2, this is the script. Okay, so next one is this. I just save this as, okay, let me save as day 2. Here we will start with some other thing. Okay, how do I do concatenation in string? Okay, so let's say I am going to create something like my var and hello. Okay, and I have I can use print function. I'm going to use a print function. What is a print function? Why we need to use print function? I discussed about that also. Why we need to use print function? Print function prints the message to the screen. Okay, prints the message to the screen. You just think that way at this moment. For example, inside the print function, I'm going to say okay, my var plus hello world. So here between hello and world there is no space. What you can do is you can leave a space here, hello world. The other way of doing is, I don't remember if this is possible. I think this is DAX command. And there is something called space function, DAX or Python, I don't know. Space is not defined, correct, so it is not available here. Here what we will do is, alternatively, so hello and world, I want to combine these two words. While combining it, I want to make sure that the space to be we need to leave space between these two words. I need to concatenate or combine these two strings, hello and world. While concatenating or combining these two words, right, so we need to leave a space between these two words. So one way of doing is you can give it like this, okay. The other way of doing is, here you can say, supposing so here in the world, right, just before this you don't have any blank space, you are not afford to use anything, okay. So in that case what you do is plus, using plus sign also we can do concatenation, okay. So or we can directly use something like this, hello plus world. So try all possible combination. See, in the internet lot of options are available, right? So what I would suggest, all these simple things you can try it in the internet, right? So using print function, we can print the output to the screen. For example, I have something like a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10 or 5, okay. And if I want to print b, the value stored in the variable 5, the value 5 stored in the variable b, if I wanted to print the value stored in b, just type like this. But if I want to see the value stored in a also here, if I put it here, it will not get displayed. Only the last variable's value only get printed here. Ideally, I want to print 10 comma 5, since the last variable b, since the last variable is b in this case, displays the value stored in the variable b only. It is not printing this one. So in that case, what we need to do, if I want to print all these variables, I can use print a comma b. The other way of doing is print, so I want to give some meaningful text. So the value of a is comma a. So if I specify something like this, right, so here the value of a is 10, okay. Next one is the value of b is, or the value of a is. Next one, how can I specify it? Can I say like this, the value of b is b. So will it work? Yes, it is working. The value of a is 10, the value of b is 5. So what I am going to do is, I am going to use something called new line, comma like this. So okay, I think the new line I need to specify it in quote. So I don't want to print these two text along with this variables, okay, in a single line, okay. So what I need is, I'm going to introduce a new line. So this is another option that is available as part of a print function, okay. So in that case, what will happen is, after printing this text along with this variable value, it leaves a blank space, next line, it leaves the next line, and it prints the next variable along with, next text with the variable here, okay. And we have something else called dot format function. The dot format function is very much helpful, using which we can we can assign the variables values to a placeholders. We can assign the variables values to a placeholder. So what I am going to do is, here this is called f string. the value of, this is my placeholder, value of a is and the value of b is, so the curly brace is your placeholder. So, and at the end of this, if you specify the two variables a comma b, so this a, the value of variable a and the value of b will get assigned to this respective placeholder. For example, if I execute this one, no, it is not happening that way, right? It is not having, okay, sorry, the syntax mistake here. Or what I do is, I'm going to use dot format, okay? Instead of a comma b, directly if you specify here, right? So it will not print format. This is called format string. This is wrong, okay? You cannot do this way if you do it, right? So basically I want these two values get assigned to the respective, this is called placeholder. So now it is, if I give it directly, it is not working. Instead, if I use dot format, this is called format string, okay? String formatting, and it is also called as string interpolation. String interpolation. What do you mean by string interpolation? Replace or assign the variables to the placeholders. That is called your string interpolation in simple term, okay? This is called string interpolation. This is one way of formatting your string. So, and supposing if I wanted to say something like, if I change the variable order here, what will happen? B comma a, the order will get changed. You need to specify it correctly. Look here. So the b is 5, the value of a is 5 and the value of b is 10, but actually the value of a is 10, but here the order matters, okay? You need to, or you can change it like this. Value of b is, supposing you want to print the value of the variable b first, and so you need to be aware of this one, okay? Value of b is 5 and the value of, you can change the order of the variable, and at the same time you need to give the appropriate string value here. What do you mean by plus plus, Aruna? I did not get. So you can give, I don't know what you're trying to say. Okay, this is how you can do formatting. And the next one is, okay, so I was talking about this one. Alternatively, you can, instead of using the variables, you can specify directly the the values. Format, can we try like this? Here 10 comma 5, 10 comma 5, I can assign the value also directly here, 10 comma 5 instead of variable. So you can use inside the format, you can use the variable name, or you can give the value directly. You can do hard coding also, okay? Alright, so the next one is, we will try something else. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is, look here in the format, I can say here a is equal to 10. We can try this way also, okay? A equal to 10, b equal to 5, and here I'm going to say, sorry, here I'm going to say a equal to 10. So here you can specify the variable name directly here, okay? Here I'm going to say a, and here I'm going to say b. Okay, here the variable names are, so we assign the value directly to the variables here itself, okay? And then while you can pass this variable as an argument to these placeholders also, the curly braces. You tell me, what is the advantage of interpolation? What is the advantage of interpolation? You tell me that. With this, what is your understanding? Why we are using interpolation? Sometimes when I give the demo, right, with that itself you should be able to understand. So if I don't use this one, what will happen? Simply if I print b equal to 5, a equal to 1, print b comma a, what will happen, Mukilan? If I print b comma a, so what will it will give me 5 comma 10, right? So if you want to give some context to these values, 5 comma 10, what do you mean by 5, what do you mean by 10, right? To give context to the value, we need to use print function, right? Print values as such. Yeah, it prints values as such, but I wanted to add context to the what the hell 5 is all about, what the hell 10 is all about. If somebody is asking you, right? What is the age of, for example, if I give the age of Raj and the age of Mahesh. There are two boys are there. If you say you have two kids, what is the age of Raj and what is the age? If you print b comma a, what will happen? Whose age is 5, whose age is 10? It will be confusing, right? To give context, we will use this kind of text pattern along with this one. We'll type the text along with the value. When you type the text along with the value, it will give the context to that one, right? It will give some meanings to this one. The age of Raj is 10, and similarly if you use b comma a, and but you want to calculate some net salary, so you want to understand which b is what, a is what, b is HRA, a is basic or leave or loss of pay. That is also the reason. To give the context to this, we combine the text along with the variable. But while combining the text along the variable, what happens is the format function is very much helpful, right? So with this format function, you can specify the placeholder. The placeholder, we can it picks up this one. But the problem with the placeholder is you need to specify in the proper order. So the age of Raj is 5 and the age of Mahesh is 10, right? But mistakenly if you give some, or if you want to print first the Mahesh and Raj, right? But you have defined the variable like this. If you change, but here the order matters. The first argument, the first variable will be assigned to the first placeholder. Is there any other way I can change this behavior? So that's where you can use it something like this, alternative ways, right? These are the different ways that we can assign the value. Directly you can specify like this, or these are the different alternative approaches. You can use it to format your string along with the variables. This is for the numerical variable. So the 10 comma 5s are numerical. Well, in case of string, if I want to use it as part of f string, right? So we have something else called, instead of using format, we have something else called percentage. For example, here I'm going to okay, here I'm going to say percentage quote something, and then shift and enter. I'm going to inject percentage. In the case of string, you can use percentage s, and then followed by this string, right? The text which you want to print it, right? So you need to specify percentage. Okay, so followed by the percentage, whatever you specify, that one will get substituted here. And if I want to use two strings, right? If you want two strings to be substituted in my thing, how can I do that? So here I want to inject first a string, and the second string percentages. You can specify more than one, okay, percentages. If you want to substitute more than one string into your text, you can use more than one percentage, okay. Here percentage, but you need to use the open parenthesis something, and second string, and finally you need to use one more parenthesis, so close the parent. Something got assigned here, okay, and then second string percentages here, right, so it got inserted. So likewise you can specify more than one percentages to substitute more than one string value. In the case of string value, this is how you can format it. So in this case, what is the placeholder? Percentages. In the case of numerical variable, the placeholder is percentage. So these are the different alternates, okay. You can use different alternates, and apart from this we have something called f string directly. So yeah, instead of using, for example, I want to do something like print f dash and then f dash name of the person is, if I want to use the placeholder curly braces, also possible, years old, okay. Raj is 10 years old, something like that, okay. You can use this way also. Here what I'm going to do is, so name is equal to Raj. So you might be asking this question, so what is the purpose of this one, f string? This is this is also called as f string, but here you don't have to type dot format and all. Simply followed by f, you need to put this apostrophe, and age is equal to 20 years. Okay, here I did not put the, okay, if name is age, okay, I need to specify the quote here, right? I need to end this one here. I put an additional parenthesis, yes, now it's it. So followed by f, whatever the text that you want to specify the text by embedding it with the single quote, okay. Start with the single quote, end with the single quote. But if you start with f, that means format the format, okay. So in this case what happens, substitute the name variable here, substitute the age variable in this curly braces directly, okay. So this is another way of doing it, okay. Or else if I want to use the typical format function, that is also possible. Here I can use simply see, these are different approaches, okay. So what is the difference between these two, if you ask me, right? So not much, but these are the different approaches. Raj is 20 years old, so using the format also we can do it, using percentages also we can do it, but this is a very simple one, right? F dash instead of typing format and all, right? So type f and then use the single quote, embed your string or text by the single quote, and then you simply pass the value. Right, here you need to specify parenthesis, and format, name, comma, age, right? So this is a bigger one, this is the short form. So this is the very simple one. You can use this one also. And sometimes what will happen is, let's say you want to decimal float value, you want to specify some float value. Let's say you have something called weight of some item, 104.12345 kgs. So in that case, how do I do that? So print the weight of the table is placeholder. So the or something like that, or is you need to 1.2f, okay, to float, and you can do something like dot format but this one I don't remember it. R is equal to your weight. Yes, it's working fine. So if you want to specify any float variable, right, so just 2 decimal only I need to use it. Okay, instead if I use 3f 3 float, look here, if I want to specify 2 decimal or 3 decimal, but see, even though my float variable has 5 decimal values here, I just want to restrict it to only 2 decimal. I want to print only the 2f. So it gives me the context. If I simply specify weight, see, in this case the variable name makes sense, right? Sometimes people will use w. So in that case, what will happen is, what is w? Even if you say no, it is the weight, right? Still they say we need to be very clear on this one. If it's a weight or something, height, we do not know, right? So in that case, when you use print function, it helps you to give more context. This is very user friendly. If you give something, weight of the table is 104.12. So you can use different formatting technique. So for whatever I discussed, right, you can use it that way also. Okay, and we have something else. What I remember is you can do some kind of alignment, padding, and precision with format also. For example, I have something like let's say I have something like fruit is orange and quantity is equal to 100. Print so here what I can do, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? 6 0:6 and or 0:9 dot format, you can say fruit comma quantity. 0:6 okay, here there is a mistake here. Okay, here I made a mistake. Look here double quote, right? You have to be very careful when you use this one. Quantity is not defined. Okay, look here, it's a case sensitive. Okay, orange here the fruit orange and yeah, the first one it takes this one orange only. Here it is not printing the second quantity, right? Second one is 1 to 9, 0 to 9. Let me do one thing. Yeah. Here what is happening here? Can someone tell me? So what is your understanding? 0 to 6, right? The first index. The first index is, in this case, fruit. Second index is quantity. And then in the first index, the range of values 6. Print only 6. And for the second index value, the range of values could be 1 to 9. For example, if I give 1 to 2, what will happen here? Okay, the formatting, actually the precision. Okay, so it will just if you want to format it something, right? So, or if you want to say something like 4, it will get aligned on the alignment. If you want to do some kind of alignment, right, you can do it. So what happens once you use this kind of alignment, all the things with this option, when you print it to your printer, it will be properly aligned, right? So that for that purpose also, the formatting is very much helpful here. So these are the various options are available to format your string. Okay. A lot of other options are also available, but this is more than sufficient at this moment. And if anything is required, we will discuss it, we will see it at a later point in time. And now the question is, for example, I'm going to say A is equal to, I want to print A of, or simply say 0, 1, 4. Right, so it gives me help. Hello. Starting from the 0th index to till this one, right? So hello, it prints correctly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some meaning from it, right? So welcome to the So how do I concatenate in these two strings? Simple. How do I do this one? How do I concatenate? Welcome to the world of Python. It needs to be printed in a single line. How can I do this? I need all your answer here. We spent a lot of time in string itself. Anyhow, let it be there. Print A plus B. Simple, right? A plus B. Okay. Is there any way if I want to replace welcome to the world of Java, I want to replace the Java by Python. How can I do that? Instead of Java, I need Python. So here, if I was 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So 3 colon, if I printed Java. Okay, so can I replace the Java by Python here? String object does not support item assignment. The equal sign is nothing but your assignment operator, which means you are going to store this value Python into the variable B for this range, right? So in this case, remember, string is immutable. String is immutable. What do you mean by immutable? Jivanandam, what is immutable? Your immutable is you cannot modify the value. So you cannot, string cannot be modified. Okay, instead what we will do is we will something like we can say the print of A, print A, welcome to the world of Java, something like that. Okay, of Java. Sorry, of Python. You need to do like this only. You cannot modify the value. You cannot modify the string. Once you store the string value into variable, you cannot modify it. Okay, all right. So we are done with string. We spent enough time with string variable. And the next one is list. Before we proceed with the list, let us see if we can change the data type. So these are the built-in functions using which you can convert the data type. So 22 divided by 5, it will give you something like 4.0 or something like that, right? So 22 divided by 5, how much you will get? 22 divided by 5, 4.4. But I want only the integer part. So what you do is you want to convert this to float. Sorry, you can convert to int, right? So int. If you convert to int, it will be like 4. Okay. And if you want to convert the float to integer, you can use int function. And integer to float, you can use float function. Round function will round it to the next value. Okay, so next highest value, around 3.94. So these are the type. It is also called a typecasting. You can change the data type of one variable to another variable. Okay, so the next one is string formatting. Also we discussed it. String interpolation also we have seen it. And how to index and slice the strings also we discussed it. And different formatting Options also we have seen it as part of the print function, and booleans also we discussed already. And Python, even in the case of Python, like other languages, it has only two possible values, the booleans. One is true or false. The true and false, the first letter should be capital letter, okay, and we don't have to give this one. Or if you want to compare it, right, so you need to use it like this, okay. Booleans are considered as numeric type in Python. This is the one you need to remember it. True is 1, false is 0, and we have something else called none. We have something called none. Okay, for example, so you have a function called bool, and if I say none, it is called false. Okay, so for here, none as a boolean value. Okay, none as a boolean value. What is the boolean value? False here. And bool of 3, bool of -3, bool of 0. Non-zero integers are true. Non-zero. So okay, if I say 0, what does it say? It is false. If I say bool of 1, it is true. Okay, and bool of, if I say -1, see, non-zero integers are true only. -1 is true, and bool of -3 is considered as a true. Non-zero integers are true values, okay. Or if I say a bool of 3, true only. So except 0, right, rest of them are considered as true. That is what it says. Except 0, rest of them are considered as true, and even none is considered as false in Python. Bool method is used to convert a value to Boolean. If you want to convert a value to a Boolean, see, that's what we did, right? 3 is the integer. If you want to convert is a Boolean data type, so we need to use a bool function, using which you can convert to Boolean type. Like int float function, we can use it to convert from one data type to another data type. Using bool function, you can convert the numeric value into Boolean data type. And Boolean operators are and or not. And or not. Okay, yesterday we have seen it, right? So how to use and, not, or, and all. Not we did not say it. Same way the and, right? So not also we discussed. Not true is nothing but false. Fine. So next we will take a look at